Hopefully it's going to perform better than the start to the Chiefs season where they're 0-2 for the first time in the Mahomes era, including failing to get their revenge against the Eagles this past weekend. Jeff Saturday, we'll start with you. Should the Chiefs be worried about being 0-2?
They should be worried. And there are some issues that they're having that are more difficult to fix than what we've seen in the past, right? They found ways to win these tight games in the past. They're not finding them this season. That's a problem. But they have basically abandoned the run game. They're laying everything on Mahomes, and your wide receiver core, one's suspended, one's injured. Other guys are trying to get back. Kelce hasn't been what he has been in the past. So what are you following? You're literally relying on Mahomes to do magic each and every week. The NFL catches up at some point. That's the part for me. And then you flip it over, and their defense, and I've said this for the last 2 years, their defense has carried this team the last 2 years and been a difference maker in a ton of football games. And that they haven't been able, and they play well against the Eagles, but they don't close out against the Chargers. They get in the wrong gap, get washed inside. Herbert makes the run to do those things. Those are, that's not a Spags type run defense, right? They'll get better. But offensively, the bottom line in this league is you got to score points. And I don't know where, as I look at their team, where the points come from. That's why I'm worried.
Look, the injuries matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the Chiefs. I think when they get healthy and get their guys back, because you change the picture. Right now, they're dealing with people not respecting what's on the outside. And, Jeff, you know football, that matters,
100%.
right? These boxes are really full. And people are playing the Chiefs man-to-man for the first time ever.
Absolutely.
Right? So we asking Andy Reid, you need to scheme some things and get them open. Rishi Rice was ascending to be a clear number one for them.
Sure.
So they're hoping when he comes back, his run after catch ability, Xavier Worthy and his speed, he showed up big time last year in some critical moments. I like what they're getting out of Tyquan Thornton. I just think this team needs a full boat. And I'm going to use, without going back to the record, I'm going to use the fact that you look at these two games, these haven't been blowouts.
No.
These haven't been dominant wins by teams that we think are really, really good football teams. So I don't want to get too thrown off the reservation thinking that the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to get this thing fixed and revamp it and win one or two of these close games before they get everybody back. I'm not concerned right now. If they go 0-3 and the Chargers go 3-0 and win against Denver, then you're probably too far back in your comp.
Go ahead, Dougie.
I'm a little in between. I mean, they were due to lose some close games because last year they won all these crazy games, blocked field goals, and everything else. Plus, as Stevie knows, on the board with Kansas City, well, that may have been one of the August days that he wasn't here. On the blackboard against Kansas City, I had them the under. And everybody was yelling at me, how could you have them under 11.5?
Yeah.
And that looks very good right now at 0-2.
Right.
But it's Mahomes. You're correct. They got a lot of guys banged up. And despite the fact I love the blue pants, I'm not necessarily convinced right now about the Chargers or Denver being so much better than what Kansas City is all about. So I'm going to give them a little benefit of the doubt. They've earned that. We've seen 0-2 teams get to the Super Bowl and win.
Sure.
A la Dallas with Emmitt Smith. So from that standpoint, I got to see a little more before I'm going to throw dirt on them. Now, I'll say this. This game this week is not a gimme game. Okay, Giants home opener.
Right.
Giants have a little emotion after that great performance by Wilson.
And the Chiefs didn't look great.
And the defense will play better because they were embarrassed last week by Prescott. They will play better. This is a tricky game for Kansas City. This is not a guaranteed win. Home opener for the Giants.
Let's move the conversation forward then. Right now, as we speak, you can't just take just two games into consideration, knowing who we're talking about with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in the crew. But looking ahead throughout the season, who's your favorites to take the AFC West at this particular juncture, the Chiefs or the Chargers?
I'm going Chargers. I think the Chargers they're just beginning this journey. And listen, they've had injuries, but they play through their injuries. They're moving tackles over, they're doing some things, but they're physical on both sides of the line of scrimmage. If you get it now, the Mac injury, I don't love, I don't know how bad that's going to be, but you look at both sides of the ball, they're the most physical team every game they're playing. They have a quarterback that has, I'm not going to compare him to Josh Allen yet, but is on that type of morph, right? Like where he's beginning to make those plays. Yeah, he's hitting those deep balls down the field, those explosive plays. He's making those things happen. You got to be excited if you're a Chargers fan, because one thing Jim Harbaugh does, he wins. Like people can hate him, they can do whatever. He's weird, he's quirky. The dude knows how to win football games, and he is finding ways to win. The other part about the Chiefs for me is Mahomes, for whatever reason, there's some wide open guys, and he's missed them too. It's not just Travis Kelce struggling.
The throw, the first throw and throw.
Yeah. He overthrows them. I think he was running the over, right? And he ends up. So there's a lot going on. I think they can correct it, but as I look at this, it's not. Things aren't coming easy for the Chiefs, and the Chargers are finding ways to find easy plays.
Yeah, the Chiefs have one divisional loss, to your point, to the Chargers, Jeff, but I'm not getting rid of them, bro. Just like we talk about the Chargers, and I know Harbaugh wins, Andy Reid has done the most winning as anybody. And I got to give this organization benefit of the doubt right now for getting this corrected, right? I can't get
Not
off
just
of
that, guy's going to be back. Rasheed Rice going to be back after 6 games.
point,
Xavier Worthy eventually going to be back.
But that's
6 games, a lot of games.
I understand it, but Xavier Worthy's eventually going to be back as well.
But again, right, you think the Chargers are legit contenders.
Yes.
You do.
I think they're legit, yes.
Okay,
they're
so
a playoff team.
That's a loss to legit contenders without a full boat.
Right.
In a close game.
Right.
And then you lose to the team y'all think is the best team in the NFL, in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
Right? Both close games, no full boat, first 2 weeks of the season, and we can point to some plays in those games that could have changed the trajectory of those games.
We just saw one of them the first play of the game.
Again, I'm not panicking. If the Kansas City Chiefs, Stephen A., was going out there and getting blasted, and they were losing games physically and play calling wise, and all of these things that they're doing, is the ball bouncing the right way, are very correctable. And y'all, you know this as well as anybody, Jeff. When we go back and film on Mondays after games, we always look at the 2 or 3 plays that potentially cost you the game. They made them in the past. They not making them in the first 2 weeks. I'm gonna give them benefit.
Last word.
So you think they're gonna win the division? You think they're gonna come
I think they got a chance to come back.
Last word from Doggy. Make it quick.
Last week, after the Giants, the Ravens, they better win this week. They could be 0-4. And 0-4 is a different situation.
Absolutely.
So they play the Ravens the week after, and I think that game is in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
So that is, they could be 0-4. And that will be, and the Ravens are due to finally beat a good team in that situation. So they got a lot of work to do, Kansas City.
The Doggy was not long-winded. He was relatively quick, to use his word. Good boy. Good boy. Anyway.
And I think that he also is behaving in a way that suggests that he's really concerned. He seems frustrated, and he also seems to be doing the playoff version of Mahomes. He's trying to run people over. Like, this is week 2. He did it in both of the games where he just seems frustrated and unnecessary. Like, this is 1st and 10. There's no reason to do that.
Right.
Get down. Him behaving in this way suggests to me that he's angry, and he's expressing that anger by doing things that are putting his body at risk and showing the rest of his team, like, help me.
It looks like he doesn't trust. Well, it looks like he doesn't trust anybody to come to his aid. I mean, and we talk about all these quarterback injuries. You have Mahomes scrambling. You have his feet being their whole entire rushing offense. Like that to me is an issue, and it's just leaving him open to get hurt, which you just cannot have.
He's been their leading rusher in each of the first 2 games. Lewis, you put together some tape of the real problem KC has had.
Yeah, you're just seeing their passing game just not being able to click. They're just not on the same page all the time. In particular, let's take a look at these couple of these clips from the red zone where you just see just how close they are, but so at the same time how far they are. Here he has Hollywood Brown here down at the bottom of the screen running really what you call a snag or a return route on the outside. Clean pocket, so come out on time. This should be an easy completion. And look at where the ball goes. I mean, that's just something you don't associate with Kansas City offense. Look at this one-on-one coverage here against Juju Smith-Schuster. He's trying to get the ball to him. He can't get off the line of scrimmage. The route just developed slow, so he knows then he has to buy time, and then he has to do Patrick Mahomes stuff. Then he has to try and figure out, well, okay, 1, I got to avoid the rush. 2, can I get my eyes downfield and find anybody? But, nobody's open, so guess what's going to happen? I'm going to take a sack. And then lastly, look, he's trying to go to his guy. This is the route I was talking about early on in our production meeting. He wants to hit Travis on this shallow cross, coming across the field. And look, Travis isn't really running the route really hard. Patrick's trying to lead him. And then you see Travis kind of like throw his hands up like, how did you miss me? And like, if I'm Mahomes, I'm going, why aren't you running? So it's just play after play after play. You see this kind of thing where every single play turns into schoolyard football, especially in the pass game. And guess what? Patrick doesn't have the luxury of going, you know what, take something off of me. I'm going to turn around and hand it to a back. Oh, that's right, we don't have any. I'm the leading rusher.
you.